Did Barbara turn Cooper into a ghoul, and could it tie back to Anchorage's revelation? But first, hit follow because I analyze TV so you never have to. Family, remember back in season 1, we literally watched Cooper and Janie see the nukes detonate in LA. I say detonate and not fell because I think the Enclave had this planted here. Now, they rode it away on a horse, you cannot make this up. So how would they have safely made it to Vegas? Someone confirmed, but Los Angeles to Vegas is over 280 miles away, right? That is not a 20-minute journey. It's not making sense. We either have two scenarios: those cryopods are completely empty, or Barbara and Janie got lifted there almost instantly, but even that barely makes sense to me. Unless they had an early version of the Institute's teleportation tech, courtesy of the Zetans, which we know they were heavily dabbling in. And we get a glimpse of one in Area 51. You know what does make sense though? Cooper becoming a ghoul and not knowing where they were, and I think Barbara is responsible, and we were given a hint back in the first season. So remember when Thaddeus makes a deal with the snake oil salesman, and he gets the mysterious serum? Well, at first many of us thought it was the forced evolutionary virus, but he's not turned into a super mutant, right? In season 2, we see him slowly becoming a ghoul. Now, if we go to Fallout 76, you can complete a quest that revolves in you taking a concoction and becoming one too. In 76, you can buy several different serums from Modus, essentially a computer created by the Enclave, hinting that Tess didn't just stop at the forced evolutionary virus. And who was a DLC character? Cooper Howard, the ghoul. Just coincidence? No, I think the Enclave have been watching Cooper for a very long time. See, Barbara would have known there'd be no space for him, but she would also know this would be his best chance at survival. What if she gave him the serum, it knocked him out as they fled, and this is why he's been on the hunt ever since? Bitter that he was left roaming the wasteland, blaming House without realizing it was the Enclave. The other thing we need to know is that House told Cooper directly he was being watched, but House shouldn't have been able to even see. And you have to ask, why was Cooper Voltec's choice for representing the real world Pip-Boy? Why was he the one in the power armor? And why did those soldiers let him live before saying okie dokie? Could Anchorage have been a false flag set up to move the war closer? Well, arguably it was for resources, but season 2 episode 1 puts this in freefall. See, we discover a vault where soldiers are adorned in communist outfits and have Hank McLean's control devices on the back of their necks. And it was Cooper's power armor that was broadcasting video. And who was he saved by? A Deathclaw. Deathclaws who we specifically saw outside of the Lucky 38, isolating House in his tower. Is it possible that Cooper was not only an experiment, but a contingency to find Barbara and Janie if anything went wrong with the cryopods? Not only this, but to keep his sanity and not become over irradiated seems oddly specific. The question is, did Barbara make Howard a ghoul?